How long do back spasms last? Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Candy, and in this video, I'm going to explain what can cause back spasms, how long they last, and some things that you can do to speed up your recovery to get your back spasms to go away faster. Now, if you find this video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We help people to stay active, mobile, and healthy without relying on pain medications, injections, or surgeries. So first of all, what causes back spasms? There are a few different things that can cause a spasm or a tightening up of the muscle in your back. It can be after an acute injury like bending down to pick something up, or it can be something that comes on a little bit more gradually or even overnight. So if you are really active and you're doing something you're not accustomed to, then you wake up the next morning, you may find out that your back muscles have tightened up, and then when you stand up and gravity starts pushing down on your spine, you may feel like you have a little bit of a spasm in your back. Additionally, if you're in a sustained bending position for a long period of time, or if you fall asleep on the couch where you're kind of in an awkward position, that sustained position of being bent to one side can cause a spasm of your back on one side of your back. And finally, just doing a new activity that you're not accustomed to, that can give you some spasms in your back. And usually that's something that'll come on a little bit later on in the day or the next morning. So what do you do if you do have spasms in your back? Well, in order to get your back spasms to go away faster, you really need to get the muscles that are tight and stiff to calm down. The good news is that most of the time back spasms will go away on their own with a little bit of proper rest and stretching and treatment within about a week or two. But there are times when back spasms can last much, much longer than that. I've had patients actually who come in with back spasms that they've had for years. And when you have chronic back spasms, that actually becomes a little bit more of an underlying process where your nervous system gets really tense and you're in a chronic fight or flight mode. In fact, a lot of people who have chronic back pain, it's not because their back muscles are weak, it's because they're tight and stiff and spasmed all the time and they can't learn how to shut them off. So what do you do if you're having back spasms to shut them off quickly so that the pain doesn't become more chronic? Well, a lot of times just getting the muscles to relax using some deep breathing techniques can be really, really helpful. And one way that you can do that is to lay down on your back like this. So your spine's unloaded, gravity's not pushing down on you, your spine's horizontal and gravity's pushing down vertical. That immediately takes some stress off your back muscles because they don't have to do the work of holding you up against gravity. Then just doing a deep breathing technique where you let your belly rise as you're breathing in, and then let your belly fall as you're breathing out. And repeating that for 5 to 10 minutes, just letting your belly rise. You don't have to think too much about breathing. The airflow will come naturally as you let your belly rise and let your belly fall. And research studies have shown that deep breathing or diaphragmatic breathing, when you do it like that, it actually releases opioid-like chemicals, which are similar in their makeup to the man-made opioids. And they're really strong pain relievers, they're good for relaxation, and so it helps to decrease the spasm in your back without you having to rely on stronger pain medications like man-made opioids, which come with a lot of side effects as well as an abuse potential. And so just doing some deep breathing right after you've started having some back spasms can be really helpful. Now you can expand upon that and think about almost trying to make your air go where the spasm is, particularly if it's more on one side of your back. Now, realistically, your air stays in your lungs. You're not actually forcing air down into your back. But when you think about breathing into this area, it creates a pressure gradient in your abdominals using your diaphragm so that it puts a stretch on the muscles over on the side of your back where you've had that spasm. And so that's another tip that you can use to help decrease back spasms and get them to go away faster. Additionally, doing stretching for your back muscles. So if it's just on one side, kind of stretching away from that side and slightly forward will help stretch out the quadratus lumborum muscle that runs between your rib cage and your pelvis, as well as your back extensor muscles, which their job is to pull you up that way. So if you stretch in slightly forward direction like that, it'll help stretch the muscles out. You can also do a forward bending stretch where you're bending down and touching your toes. You can do a stretch where you're rocking back towards your heels and letting your back muscles stretch out. All of those things are good to do if you have back spasms to get the muscles to relax and stretch out and stop spasming up and causing you pain. Now, additionally, seeing a physical therapist and getting treatments like spinal manipulation, massage, dry needling, those are all helpful, particularly for the cases of really, really chronic back spasms where the spasm won't go away on its own. It's been there for a long time, months or years. Dry needling is really helpful for those type of spasms to get you out of that pain and spasm cycle that after a period of time, you're in so much pain that your muscles spasm to tighten up, but then that tightening becomes a source of pain, which causes you to spasm more, which becomes a source of pain, which causes you to spasm more. And so doing some treatments like some of the ones that I just mentioned can be helpful to get you out of that spasm initially, so you can do some of the other self-treatments that I just mentioned, like the deep breathing, like the stretching, in order to maintain that relief from the spasm long term. Now, if you are in St. Louis and you need some help for a back spasm, we'd be happy to help you out at More for Life. Just contact us through our website or call 314-941-3970 and we'd be happy to help you. And if you're watching this from somewhere else but you found the video helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel so you can get notified of our future videos. Thanks for watching and have a great day.